Hi, and welcome to 20 Tools for Internet Marketing. This is your host, Vashon Borich, and we've been going over several tools that can help you in your own internet marketing business, be it you're into social media or perhaps you're in a business in which you use the internet on a regular basis to promote things or just get the job done. These tools will help you to get it done. So let's talk about today's tool. Today's tool is tool number 14 in our suite of tools, and this one is Pixlr.com. So you're probably wondering, what is Pixlr? And you can get there by going to Pixlr.com, of course. Pixlr is a suite of photo editing tools. So if you're in any type of internet business, you know that at some point you're going to need to change a photo. Usually you need to resize it for whatever you're doing, crop, and do all kinds of things to it. And if you aren't a graphic designer and you don't have some expensive graphic design software on your computer, it can be a bit challenging to knock out some of these changes that you need done. But with Pixlr, you're in luck. Pixlr has a whole suite of wonderful graphic design tools that allow you to resize, crop, add a multitude of special effects, borders, and you can even make various image adjustments such as changing the colors, cutting pieces out of your image and pasting it into other backgrounds. So Pixlr is a web-based application as well. So as long as you have a computer with internet access, you can get to it and you can use it. And it also offers mobile, tablet, and even browser app versions that you can download and use. And I personally use the mobile version as well. It's really easy if you've got a smartphone to take a photo and then use the mobile Pixlr app and makes those adjustments right from your phone. So great tool. So let's talk about the next part that everybody wants to know. What are the costs for using this great tool? Well, it's absolutely free. Pixlr is an amazing tool, and I about fell out of my chair when I found out how it was free. They have actually a suite of different tools. They have Pixlr Editor, Pixlr Express, and Pixlr-O-Matic are their three biggest tools. They have a few others as well, but those are the tools that are going to help you with your image editing. So what are the requirements? Well, basically, all you need is internet access with a fast connection. You don't want dial-up for this, and ideally you want something faster than DSL, simply because it does take a little bit of time on some of the images depending on what you're doing to it in order for it to save and things like that. Although I have to admit, compared to other online imaging softwares, Pixlr is really pretty quick. And this is really important for the web-based versions. If you download the app for your phone or tablet device, it doesn't apply as much as far as having a fast connection. And then the second thing you need a basic understanding of photo editing tools. In other words, you need to understand, some of the terms that you'll see on the tools. What's cropping? What's a lasso tool? What's the different effects? What do they do? So if you have a basic understanding of those, it's just going to help you to use Pixlr more quickly. It doesn't hinder you if you're a beginner, so don't think that you can't use it because you're a beginner to this. I will get into it here in just a moment, but I'll show you that they have really improved it so that it's easy for even the beginner user to get in there and do some very professional looking photo edits. All right, so let's dive in at this point and let me show you Pixlr. All right, so when you log in to Pixlr, it's just pixlr.com, you'll see a page that looks just like this. They focus on their three biggest products here, Pixlr Editor, Pixlr Express, and Pixlr-O-Matic. In my opinion, it's kind of like this. The Pixlr-O-Matic is good, Pixlr Express is better, and Pixlr Editor is best. So good, better, best is what you've got here. It really also depends on your learning curve as well. If you're a brand new beginner to the whole world of photo editing, I would probably start right here on Pixlr-O-Matic. If you're a little more advanced, Pixlr Express, and if you have experience with Photoshop and some of the more advanced graphic design tools, then Pixlr Editor is going to be where I would begin. It's the more advanced of the three. So I'm going to kind of start in the basic order, and I'm going to open up Pixlr-O-Matic. And you just simply click on it, Pixlr-O-Matic, and it's going to pull up a web-based interface. It is flash-based, so if you are on a tablet device such as an iPad, you're going to want to download the iPad app, because if you try to go to the website, it won't work. Because as you may or may not know, flash-based websites do not work on iPad or iPhones. All right, so here's Pixlr-O-Matic. And so the way it works is, you can download a photo from your computer, or if you have a webcam, you can simply take a picture, from your webcam. Most of the time I'm going to use this one, so I'm just going to click on computer. And then I have this sunrise pic here, so I'm just going to click on that. Click open. And once you do that, it's going to pull up your sunrise image. That was kind of fun. When you drag your mouse over it, it does kind of a ripple effect. You have all of these different tools. So the first tool that it shows you are, different color changes. Right now it's on none, but I can just kind of drag this, and I'm just clicking and holding my mouse and dragging it across here. And I can literally choose any of these effects here that I wanted to. Okay. I'm just going to pick a basic one here. Let's see, there's a good one. All right, so you can pick one of those. Now, if you want to see some of the other effects, you can just click the arrow here, and it's going to give me some additional effects that I can drag through here. That one's kind of fun. So once you find an effect that you like, you just drag and let go so that it's in the middle. Let's see what else they have. They also have borders. So if I would like to grab a border, I could do that. And then finally, you can save. Now, if I go back one, you'll see down here I have some additional options. The one that I probably use the most is this one. It's a cropping tool. And this will give you, 1-to-1 ratio for the cropping. A lot of, different programs and things like that you use, they may want a more square image, and so this is a way to do that. This image here, it allows you basically to, flip between different tools and different effects. And I can just keep clicking like this, and it's going to do all kinds of different effects to my image. All right, this tool here, the little film canister, it allows me to add more items to my film strip, such as, add additional effects, overlays, or borders. There's a, let me just click on effects. So you can see that there's even more effects that I can add to this just by coming in here and then, selecting one that I like. Okay. All right, once you're done, you just simply click save. And then you can download to your computer, or you can save it to IMMIO. And IMMIO is Pixlr's kind of website that you can save to, and from there you can then link to it. All right, so this one's really basic. It doesn't really allow for cropping though. So let's go back now. I'm going to go to the next one up. Okay, the next one up is Pixlr Express. And I'm now clicking into that one. And you can, here you have a little more choices as far as where you get your image from. You can, of course, browse your desktop, open on a website if you, have access rights to those images, webcam. You may have a collage that you want to pull from as well. So again, I'm going to go to my desktop, grab that sunrise picture, click open. So once I open my image, from here I have the different effects and things like that. The one that I want to click on first is adjustment. And when I click on adjustment, the one that you're going to probably use the most, or at least I do, is this resize tool. So I'll just show you that one really quickly. If I click on resize, it's going to give me a little box here where I can resize it to whatever I need. And oftentimes on websites, it'll say, maximum of, 200 pixels wide or something like that. This is where you can adjust your image so that it'll be able to be used on those websites that have size restrictions and constraints. I do recommend that you keep the proportions. If you turn it off and I resize it, then it's going to be distorted. So make sure it's on blue so that the proportions are accurate. And let's just resize this to 200 pixels wide, and you see how it automatically keeps the proportions. And then I click apply. All right, so now I have a smaller image, and I can then, save that just by coming up here so that I can use it on whatever site I want. There's a whole bunch of other tools here, and I'm not going to go through all of them in this video. You can, explore those on your own, but you can see it's very it's very intuitive. You can usually figure out what they do, just play with your image and go from there. Like here's one on sharpen. Maybe I want to sharpen this a little bit more with my image. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm going to go to the most advanced one. And this is Pixlr Editor. All right, so in the Editor tool, I can either create a brand new image, I can open an image from a computer, a URL, library, Pixlr has its own library, or my Facebook, and I can also use it on my mobile device. So I'm just going to, again, open it from my computer. Got the sunrise picture again. All right, so here's your sunrise picture, and if any of you have ever used Adobe Photoshop, I about fell out of my chair when I saw this because everything in here is very similar to Photoshop, and it's absolutely free. So you can see they even have a lasso tool, which if you're not familiar with what that is, it allows you to basically select certain parts of your image, and I'm not doing this slowly, so it's not going to be perfect, but I could actually select parts of my image and then I can cut it out and paste it into another image. Okay, and there's lots of different tools here, which if you have experience, you will probably already know what these do. If you don't and you're a newbie, just play with it and go through this. There's also a support section in Pixlr that can walk you through how to use some of these tools. But this is really an advanced feature, and it's wonderful for those of us who've had graphic design experience to see that you can quickly access some of these advanced tools without owning Photoshop. I happen to do own Photoshop though, so it's not a big deal to me, but it's still pretty cool that there's something free out there for everyone. All right, so let me just give you some samurai tips now that you've kind of seen some of what Pixlr does. And samurai tips to me are your best practices and just some really great tips to think about. So the first one I wanted to say is if a lot of people need a transparent background on an image, you can do that in Pixlr. Now, you will have to use the advanced version, the Pixlr editor version. And that lasso tool that I just used, use that to select an image and then paste it on a new transparent canvas. And you can see where you can create a new canvas when you're in there. Just paste it there and then save it, and you'll have a transparent background. Saving images to the IMMIO site, that was one of the options that I just grazed on earlier. And what that is it will generate a URL of your image. Why is this important? Well, a lot of websites require your image to already be hosted somewhere in order to even post them there. So now you have a place where you have a URL of your image, and then you can share and link it on other websites or blogs. So that's golden right there. The third thing is installing the Pixlr Grabber. Pixlr offers a Firefox or a Chrome Grabber, which is a little app that you can add or extension. And that'll allow you to just click on that app while you're on a website, and you can quickly save and repurpose an image in Pixlr. Obviously, I want to warn you, be careful with that. You don't want to use anything that's copyrighted. Make sure that you have permission to use the image, and that if you don't, that you get permission. And then finally, Pixlr is built for manipulating images for the web, so for the internet. So therefore, it only saves images at 72 or 96 DPI. So if you are looking to create some amazing image that you want to have printed outside of the web, Pixlr is not for you. Printed images should be a minimum of 300 DPI. There's even more tips I could give you. There's so many things that it does, but I thought these were a good place to start. So really, I hope you enjoy this platform. I wanted to leave you with a bonus just for watching my training videos. I am offering an internet marketing cheat sheet which contains a list of all 20 tools, the samurai tips, and links to the training videos. And you can get all of that for free just by joining my mailing list. So to join my email list, just go to teamtough.com/email. Have a great day.